Bonjour. Today's lesson, we're going to talk more about adjectif possessif. And we've already talked about a couple of different forms, but we're going to talk about the rest. So possessive adjectives. So here's one set of possessive adjectives that we have already seen. They are the three words for my. So if what is being described as masculine, just as a recap, we use mon père. If it's feminine, ma mère, plural, mes parents. And again, these three forms all mean my. Okay? They change based on the word that follows. Same thing with your. Okay? These three forms all mean your. It just depends on what follows. So if it's masculine, ton père. Feminine, ta mère. Plural, tes parents. Here's where things get a little bit tricky for English speakers, because in English we can say his father or her father, but in French there's no distinction because the word that comes before means both his or her and is masculine because it's father, or if it's mother then it's feminine because it's mother, okay? So these three words can all mean his or her. Okay, son père can mean his father or her father, depending on the context. Sa mère can mean his mother or her mother, depending on the context. And ses parents can mean his parents or her parents, depending on the context. Okay, let's take a look at an example. Okay, so if we ask, qui est la mère de Marc? Who is Mark's mother? Qui est la mère de Marc? Sa mère est Nicole. His mother is Nicole. Sa mère est Nicole. Okay? Now, same thing. We're asking about a woman's mother. Okay? Qui est la mère de Christine? Qui est la mère de Christine? Who is Christine's mother? Sa mère est Jeannette. Sa mère est Jeannette. So you see, no matter if we have his mother or her mother, it doesn't matter. It's staying exactly the same. Sa mère. So if you think you're going to use his or her, whatever it is, it's going to be son, sa, or se. And it'll be one of those depending on what is being described, if it's masculine, feminine, or plural. Next we have the three words for our. Okay? These are a little bit easier because the feminine and the masculine forms are spelled exactly the same way. So we have notre, notre, and nos. Notre père, notre mère, nos parents. Our father, our mother, our parents. For your, so this your would be the plural if you're speaking to siblings, for example, or if you're speaking to someone formally. So this is the your that is equivalent to vous. Okay, so think vous when you're thinking this kind of your. And we have votre père, votre mère, and vos parents. So they rhyme with the our versions. Notre, notre, nos. Votre, votre, vous. Okay? So once again, the masculine and the feminine forms are spelled exactly the same way. So you don't have to remember that part. You just have to remember the plural. The forms for their are even easier because they're all pronounced the same way. There's just one small spelling change. So if it's masculine, leur père. Feminine, leur mère. Parents, leurs parents. We don't pronounce the S, so it sounds exactly the same as the masculine and the feminine forms. Leur père, leur mère, leurs parents. So we could ask the question, qui est votre mère? Qui est votre mère? Who's your mother? And this would be speaking to either someone formally, okay? But if we look at the response, we actually know that we're speaking to more than one person because our response is using notre, so that's our. Okay, so this question is probably asking a couple or more siblings who their mother is. And the response is Notre mère est Odile. Our mother is Odile. Okay? That is where I'm going to leave you. The important thing is that you wrote down all of those different forms. So if you didn't do that already, please be sure that you go back and do that. So I'm going to wish you bonne chance. We'll be practicing these forms, and I will see you next time. Au revoir.